viewers, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Yetunde Owokonira and I am your host on the parenting podcast you've been watching in the past few months. Today I have an amazing guest on the show, and that's why I decided to come with my both face. So good to have you here, right? Alright, so I have a family therapist, a counselor, and don't worry, he's going to tell you more about himself when it comes on the show. But once again, I'm saying a big thank you to all my returning subscribers for coming with me on the show today. Guess what? You're gonna learn, unlearn, relearn, and of course, a lot to learn from the counselor himself. All right, let's go meet my guest. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. Thank you for honoring my invitation to come all the way from Ondo State, Akure, Nigeria. It's so good to have you here, sir.
It's so good to also be here with you. You know, I'm always very excited to watch your channel, watch your videos. They've been very, very impactful. And I'm also very happy to even be here presently with you to also educate people a little about parenting.
Wow.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming. All right, can we meet you officially? Can you introduce yourself, what you do, and let my guests and viewers get to know you better?
My name is Adedokun Yanoluwa, and I graduated from the best university in the world. That is Obafemi Awolowo University. I graduated as a pharmacist, and due to God's calling over my life, I also became a therapist a few years after graduating. And now we are teaching people how to build better family system to ensure that parents actually train their children well and ensure that even couples love themselves the right way. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for coming once again. That's a whole lot, and I'm sure my viewers watching this are already hyper about learning from you, sir. All right, sir, can you tell us a little bit about Epic Wellness? You see, I've also come across your pages on Instagram, on Facebook, and it amazes me to see a young man like you doing fantastically well about families. So I want you to tell us a little about Epic Wellness. What's Epic Wellness into? What are you into? What do you do? Let people get to know a bit about you, sir.
Epic Wellness is actually an organization that cares a lot about humanity. First and foremost, one thing we do is premarital counseling.
Wow.
Ensuring that every single individual that wants to get married have the right information before they enter into marriage. Because you know, a lot of people just go into marriage with what they learn from their parents. And some of them are even coming from a traumatic family.
Wow.
A family where husband and wife even beat each other. A family where you've learned gaslighting.
Wow.
A family where you've learned stonewalling. So we teach them how to treat their partner well. And we tell them what marriage is truly all about. The team spirit that marriage is all about.
Wow.
Also, we even take up some couples. We call it marital counseling.
Wow.
Now, there are some couples that they fight in their marriage. Their marriage is dysfunctional, basically. Those couples, we bring them, sit them down, talk to them. What's the problem? Where are you coming from? You know, sometimes couples don't communicate with each other. And we give them an environment where they can communicate well with each other, learn how to communicate well, give them the right relationship skill that they need to be able to have a better relationship. Now, going down to parenting. We know parenting is something you do a lot. And it's very important that we train our children the right way. We do this to ensure that every single parent, ensure that they do intentional parenting.
Wow.
Not just anyhow parenting, not just giving birth, but be intentional with your parenting. Wow. Also, one other major thing we do also is we ensure that emotional intelligence, you know, if all of us can be emotionally intelligent, our lives will be fine. Because we will be able to control our emotion. Even when we are angry, we will know how to move out of situation, how to handle situation better. We do say that in our company, we say all emotions are neutral. Happiness, anger, they're all neutral. But it depends on how you interact or react to the emotion. You can be happy and do something bad. For instance, you can be happy, drive yourself and kill yourself. You can be angry and talk to someone, and the person will tell you the right step to go, and you will calm down. So both emotions are what? and neutral. And those are the little things we do at Epic Wellness just for humanity.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, that's really amazing. I must say, you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you so
More
much.
grace to your elbow, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's dive into parenting. Like, you know, what can you say about the 21st century kind of parenting?
The 21st century kind of parenting. You know, we are in a global world. A world where you can just enter into the internet and see anything. A 5-year-old child would probably know how to even operate a phone better than even some 50-60-year-old women and men out there.
You're very correct.
That is why it's very important that when we are parenting in this century, we have to be very intentional about it.
Wow.
We have to learn, unlearn, and relearn, just like you said. Because if we don't learn, we will not do this thing well. And we are going to, our society will keep on getting better. There was a video I released of recent, and I talked about better family system, better government system.
Wow.
When the family system is better, then the government system eventually will be better. The society will be better. So we have to be very, very intentional. And when we are parenting, we need to know that we are not parenting children, we are parenting adults.
Wow.
These little children we see today, they are eventually going to become adults.
Exactly.
So we can't treat them like children. And that is the problem that the other century has caused. Where adults of nowadays can't take up great steps because they've been treated like children. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. So they have limiting beliefs.
Wow.
Children have limiting beliefs that have become adults now. They have limiting beliefs. So now we have to be very intentional. That's why you need to follow Kids Advocate. Because I'm sure Kid Advocate is here to change the world. Kid Advocate is here to educate us about how to do parenting the right way. So we have to be very intentional about parenting.
Wow, thank you so much. So like you heard rightly from him, he said you need to be intentional about your parenting. Okay, sir, to my next question. You see, as a teacher in a government setting, a government school, I've come across a lot of children. I mean, if you understand the category of children in public schools, in government-owned schools. So some of those children I feel are suffering from parental care. And you see this platform, this TV, it's not just a platform for parenting alone. I have teenagers who also come online to watch these videos. So I want you to help me, or what can you say to children who are suffering from parental care?
First and foremost, I have to tell you that what you're doing is very beautiful.
Thank you so much,
I watched one of your videos where you're speaking with teenagers, and I was moved with so much emotions. It's well, for those children, first and foremost, I would say I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your mother or your father could not be there for you. I'm sorry that your dad could not, shoulder the responsibility and be intentional about parenting you. What I can say for you, the world is now a world wide web. It's a global system. Learn. This is Kid Advocates now. Follow Kid Advocates. Watch every single video on Kid Advocates. Whenever she tells you or any visitor comes here telling you books to read those books. I'm sure those teenagers you're talking about from 13 to about 19.
Exactly, sir.
So now you can restructure your life. You can decide and say that even though my parents didn't do an excellent job, I will do an excellent job on myself.
Wow. I
will want myself to become what? A better person. Because I want to be better than my mom. I want to be better than my dad. Don't learn bad things from people. When you have a situation around you, try as much as possible to see the good part. Learn the good parts.
Wow.
Learn how you can transform your situation from that of an helpless person to someone that is already blessed. Because trust me, you're blessed.
Wow.
God has put a lot of great things in you. Even though your parents did not nurture it well, you can nurture it.
Wow.
Even though your parents have not invested in changing you, you can change yourself. The world has been made easy. Just go online and search. Be curious. Your curious mind. You have a curious mind. 13 to 19, your mind is very curious. Search online. Talk to teachers like her. And she's going to what? She's going to be there to assist you. There are also a lot of channels that you can watch online. Wow. So be intentional about becoming a better person.
Wow, thank you so much for that amazing response, sir. All right, I would not neglect the part of the parents. You see, this is a parenting show, and then now you've addressed the issue of teenagers. You see, I've also met parents who had complained at one time or another about their teenage exuberance, you know, trying to correct, chastise, and yet the children are reluctant to obey. And then they say, madam, at this point, what else can I do? So to parents like that who feel like their children are becoming young adults and they no longer pay attention to whatever they have to say, what kind of advice do you have for parents like that?
That's actually a very beautiful question, because it's something I've actually been thinking about for a while now. But first and foremost, I would want the parents to know that whatever your child becomes, it's your fault.
Wow.
First and foremost, understand that whatever your child becomes, because you're supposed to structure that child into something great. It's your responsibility to structure that child life into something great. And I've seen a lot of experiences, basically, like a whole lot of experiences. And I would say out of 90% of children that their parents try to invest one or two things into their life, 90% of them gets better. I'm one, and I'm an example. Wow. You are an example.
Exactly.
Our parents probably did a lot that they could do for us to what? For us to become better. So now it's your fault that your child is being rebellious.
Wow.
All you just need to do is go to the drawing board, learn. At Epic Wellness, we deal with parenting. You can come to Epic Wellness, book a session with us. Let's talk. Let's discuss. Let's know where the problem is. Probably you did some things in the past that you now need to restructure, try and get better at. There is room for restructuring. Then you now start training up that child back. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. Wow. But when a child is between 10 to about, let's say about 19, what you build with that child mostly is always friendship.
Wow.
You can't change that child with hard or strong hand again. Strong hand will make the child get worse. That's what we get to see. Because when you beat the child, report the child to pastors, the child will probably not go to church again. The parent will probably say, okay, I will avoid this. Because they are adults, they have their own, they are more or less little adults. They have their own mind, they've made up their mind. Your work should have been making up that mind for them from the age of 3 to about 9.
Wow.
If you missed that moment and you didn't build up their mind the right way, well, the job now is for you to now come and learn. Let's restructure things and become friends at that stage with such a child.
Wow, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
No, this is becoming so exciting for me. All right, sir. If you want to get to know about where to hook up or how to book your sections with Epic Wellness, of course, check the description part of this video and you'll get to see him. And then before he leaves, he's definitely going to give you his social media handles where you can reach out to him directly and book a one-on-one section with him. All right, finally, sir, we are rounding up. You see, don't mind me, maybe because I deal so much with teenagers and I have their well-being at the back of my mind. Okay, so at this stage where we are teenagers, I'm presenting myself as a teen now. You see, we, like you said, sir, we have a mind of our own. But you see, majority of our parents do not want to agree that we have a mind of our own. Now, how do you think teenagers can balance their relationship with their parents? I wanted to shed more light on how teenagers can relate better with their parents and how parents can relate better with their teenagers, sir.
Now, one of the major issues is this: what you don't start from the beginning, most times might not, integrating it into the system might be very, very hard. For instance, now I'll use myself as a perfect example. There was a time when my dad used to be like controller general, the military man. At a point, he just switched. He started calling me Aburo. Aburo in English means my junior brother.
Exactly.
But it could not work. Whenever he calls me Aburo, I say, this will be my facial expression. What do you mean? Military man calling me Aburo? I've always known you to be a very strong man. So what you do not start with, it's always very difficult to integrate it into the system.
Of course.
But what I would tell every parent to do to their teenager, just like I've said, be friends with them. Talk with them, connect with them for the purpose of correcting. You need to connect with them. If you are just focused on correcting all the time, what they will just be doing is, oh, my dad is here again. My mom is here again. Wow. Connect with them, talk with them, discuss with them. That is when they will share things with you. And when you hear those things, don't react instantly. Later on, maybe 2 weeks or a week later, you could now even come in a form of, in a subtle way, advise in a subtle way. Don't be strict and say, this is how you are supposed to do this. Because, like I said, from age 2 to 9, you should have built something in them. You should have built some system, giving them a lot of information, give them books to read. Like I said, be very, very intentional, because what you are training from age 2 to age 9 is an adult.
Wow.
And that adult will show up from age 10 to 19.
Wow.
So that is what is actually going to happen.
Thank you.
For such teenager also, teenagers understand that your parents and your guardian actually love you. Whatever they are doing to you, most of the time, it's coming from their place of understanding. It's coming from what they've learned over an extended period of time. So just understand that they love you, and whatever they are doing is coming from a place of love. So interact with them from a place of love. Either you are staying with your real parent or you're staying with your guardian, know that they love you and they actually want the best for you. Even though their approach might be wrong, but know that they love you, and interact with them from that place of love, because they also want you to either be better than they are, or they also want you to even grow to become something in life. So know that it's everything they do to you, it's coming from a place of love. And like we said, be also ready to learn and become a better person.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and I will keep saying thank you, because it's quite a distance to come down to Ibadan all the way from Akure, Ondo State, Nigeria. So I want to say a big thank you to you, fam, for honoring this invitation. And then finally, sir, before you leave, please, I would like you to drop your Instagram page, your Facebook page, TikTok account, so that people who want to book a one-on-one section with you can reach out to you. And sir, I want you to state if you also attend to teenagers, because there might be cases of personal issues that these teenagers might not even want to discuss with me, or perhaps they want to reach out man to man. You know, the young boys of our generation, they feel better and more comfortable to talk to men, like to talk to a man. So please, sir, I don't know, let's know if you get to talk to teenagers, and then your social media pages, sir.
Of course. To the last question, like I said, our work is to work with humanity generally.
Okay.
So either you're a child, you're a teenager, we are ready to talk to you, educate you, make sure you become better. Because the goal is for a boy to become a complete man. Wow. And also a woman to become what? A complete woman. Wow. That's the goal. And for my Instagram handle is Farm Iyanu. The farm is PHARM_Iyanu.
Wow.
For my TikTok, just Farm Iyanu.
Right, thank you so much. And then to viewers watching this, if you have a contrary opinion to everything we've discussed on the platform today, please drop it in the comment section, and then our therapist is going to attend to it and give you your responses. Thank you for coming with us. Don't forget to like this video, and if you're yet to subscribe, please click the subscription button. We love you. Bye.